I've ridden a total of 95 roller coasters at the time of me making this video, and 16 of those coasters are from B&M. In today's video, I'm going to rank my top 10 coasters built by B&M. So there are B&Ms on this list that will probably not be on this list in the near future because of the amount of B&M coasters I plan on riding, which is hopefully 6 more. But yeah, hopefully you guys enjoyed this video, and yeah, let's get into the countdowns. I am also going to go through these coasters pretty fast, so yeah. But coming at the number 10 spot, we have Manta from SeaWorld Orlando. This is the only B&M flying coaster to make the list. But honestly, this ride is really fun. It's honestly amazing on how it looks, and it recently got a nice fresh coat of paint and it looks absolutely stunning. The ride also runs very well, it's very smooth, and you also gotta remember that amazing pretzel loop that these B&M flyers have to offer. Honestly, and the rest of the ride is just really fun with the swooping inversions. I love that ending area, and overall, Manta, in my opinion, is just a really fun B&M coaster, and it's definitely a must-do if you go to SeaWorld Orlando. But the number 9 coaster is also at SeaWorld Orlando, which is Kraken, the park's B&M four-wheels coaster. I don't really have a high opinion when it comes to Kraken. I've ridden it in its best and worst rides, and honestly, I find this ride pretty good. I've ridden this ride a bunch, so I've really experienced it, but I will highlight a few moments. That dive loop is pretty good, the Cobra roll is nice and snappy, and I do appreciate that second half for it being really unique. I love that second vertical loop, and that corkscrew is really snappy, and overall, with the ride repaint and a theme just back to Kraken, the ride is better than ever in my opinion, and it's definitely a must-do when I go to SeaWorld Orlando again. Coming at the number 8 spot is Incredible Hulk Coaster, Universal's Islands Adventure. This B&M sit-down looper is a really fun sit-down looper, and overall, it's a beautiful looking coaster, and is a very intense coaster. This is by far Orlando's most intense roller coaster, with the positive G-force in the valleys between each of the inversions insanely good. This ride is mainly the best in the first half. It does kind of die off as you get into the second part of the ride, but even then, this whole ride altogether is absolutely phenomenal, and it's a really fun ride. You guys need to check this one out, and honestly, really fun layout, and I really love all the elements that this ride has to offer. Coming at the number 7 spot, we have Dominator from King's Dominion. The park's B&M four-wheels coaster and the only B&M to operate at King's Dominion. It's a phenomenal B&M coaster. It's very fun. It is a very unique layout. It is by far the most unique layout I have seen on a four-wheels coaster. It is the world's longest one, but it only does feature 5 inversions. I wish they could have maybe gone for 7 or even 8 inversions on the ride, but the layout it does have is surprising. Despite the layout may look like a forceless B&M coaster, it's actually a very forceful and a powerful four-wheels coaster. I was really surprised by this ride's forces, and overall, I love the ride in general. It's a fun ride, and does definitely King's Dominion deserve the best coaster of Geauga Lake. But coming at the number 6 spot, we have Albingeist from Busch Gardens, Williamsburg. The park's B&M inverted coasters, and honestly a beautiful but amazing B&M invert. The massive lift hill structure and that awesome ski lift looking lift is honestly awesome. The ride is very forceful with 6 great inversions. I will say I wish the mid-course brake run did not slow as much as it does, which gives some good hang time in the second half, but I would love to feel the whippiness of the 0G roll and that final corkscrew. But overall, I really do enjoy the ride. I wish the Cobra roll wasn't as snappy because it does deliver a pretty jarring amount of headbanging, especially on the entrance of it. But overall, the ride is very fun and honestly a very fun ride to ride, and it's a very beautiful coaster. So yeah, it's definitely a must-do at Busch Gardens Williamsburg. Definitely recommend when you're at the park. But coming at the number 5 spot, we have Apollo's Chariot, also from Busch Gardens Williamsburg. The park's B&M hypercoaster was the world's first hypercoaster, and honestly is a lot of fun. This hypercoaster features some pretty good flutter airtime, not the most, but for the original one, it does hold up pretty well. The setting is absolutely beautiful and is honestly really fun. It could use a bit of a paintwork, to be honest, but overall the ride's really nicely looking. It looks nice, it's fun, and overall it's just a whole fun ride for the families. And honestly, it's just all around, it's just fun. But overall, it is a weaker hyper in my opinion. It is my least favorite, but even then, it's still a good coaster. But coming at the number 4 spot, we have Nitro from Six Flags Great Adventure. The other 2 out of the 3 B&M hypercoasters I've ridden is another very fun ride. This ride is actually the tallest one I've ridden, standing at 230 feet. The ride is honestly a lot of fun. I got an amazing back row ride this past year to where it gave excellent airtime, and overall the ride is really fun. Like with some B&M out there, during the valleys it could be a bit rough, aka just a bunch of rattling, but the rest of the ride overall is really fun. I really do appreciate the airtime filled finale, and overall Nitro is just a really fun hyper, and I'm glad I've gotten the chance to ride it in 2020 and 2021. But coming at the number 3 spot, we have Kumba from Busch Gardens Tampa Bay, the park's B&M sit down looper and B&M's first really big roller coaster. Kumba is honestly a really phenomenal attraction with some of the most powerful positive G-force and some of the most whippiest inversions out there. There's this one element on the ride, the 0G roll, roll. It's also nicknamed the Hell Roll. It has a vertical loop going right through its lift hill structure and by far has the most beautiful interlocking corkscrews with that amazing landscaping. Busch Gardens doesn't do their landscaping like they used to with Kumba, but honestly, Kumba is just a fun ride and is still running very smooth for being about 30 years old. But coming at the number 2 spot, we have Manta from Busch Gardens, Tampa Bay. The park's B&M inverted coaster is absolutely amazing. It has many positive G-forces and overall the whole ride looks awesome. It got recently repainted, so the ride really is running well. The ride actually is running better than ever and is still giving awesome rides. I love that 0G roll and especially that Batwing. The Batwing makes the ride just even more insane than what it already is. I do like the second half on how it is as intense, but then I love how the finale is a compact corkscrew in the trench and you just go right into the break room. I really do enjoy this ride and definitely is a must do and it'll be around for decades to come. But coming at the number 1 spot, we have Mako from SeaWorld Orlando. This B&M Hypercoaster is by far the best B&M that I've ridden. Granted, there are better B&Ms out there, but out of the ones I've ridden, this is the best. It gives amazing floater airtime, with even the speed hill being a flowjector moment. You also cannot talk about Mako without saying that 5-second floater hill, one of my favorite airtime moments on a roller coaster. Overall, this ride is absolutely phenomenal. I'm glad to have this as my home park hypercoaster. The second half may be a bit weaker than most second halves out there on a B&M, but honestly, it's still a really fun part. I love how you go over to Midway, and overall, Mako's just a fun airtime machine, and it's definitely something that I must do every time I go to SeaWorld Orlando. So that will conclude today's video on the top 10 coasters built by B&M that I have ridden. If you guys want to subscribe to the channel, feel free to. I want to hopefully get 100 subscribers by the end of the year, and if you guys could do that, that would be amazing. But that is going to be the end of today's video. Tell me what you guys think of this list. Do you guys, how many B&Ms have you guys read and what's your top 10? So yeah, thank you guys for watching. I'll see you guys in the next video and bye.